What a beautiful song. Wouldn't it be great if we were able to integrate an attitude of wellness with our local community, and to do that through our churches? That's actually what's happening with a program created by chiropractor and wellness expert Dr. Joseph Vetere. He's the author of the Genesis Diet, and he explains the city wellness concept in this week's Living Well.
Well, Dr. V, I know you're heavily involved in the city wellness movement, but before we go there, can you tell us a little bit about your family? Where are you from?
Well, I'm from New York City. I mean, you'll never know by my accent, but I'm a New Yorker, born and raised. And I have my wife and my 3 daughters, and one of my daughters actually lives right out here in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
so it's like a double trip to come out.
That's right. You get to see family.
That's right. And spend money, of course.
That's right. Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah,
a bit of shopping. We've got plenty to do in Pittsburgh.
Right now they're shopping.
That's wonderful. All right. Well, I know that your heart's desire is to see the church move into a position to minister to people. And how does your City of Wellness movement, do that?
Okay, this concept of city wellness movement is designed to position the church, the local church, as a key resource to their entire community to bring the concept of healthcare, but not healthcare as we see it, more like natural wellness to the community. Built on the model that, when we understand Jesus' ministry and he went out amongst the people and he healed them, grabbing their attention only to give them the principles of the kingdom. So what I'm thinking, which works, is that if we can empower the churches and position the churches for them to be a resource out into the community, that when we now expose the community to the fact that, hey, listen, there's an alternative to whatever you're doing in your healthcare, and there's a natural way to do it, there's a holistic way to do it, and it happens to be that the church is the sponsoring entity for this educational movement. What a better way than to bring people who would not normally go into church, but to visit the church and now hear this message on wellness and give now the people in the church the invitation to either invite them to church or at least maybe just pray with them or make that initial connection because they're not going to church.
That's right. It's so important for us to hear, within the church about wellness and to help us change our lifestyle. And what is the purpose, I guess?
Well, you see, I think the traditional purpose of the church has gone into the spiritual end exclusively. But we're not just a spiritual being, we're a physical being. And we all know that if the physical man is broken down or not working, then how is that person going to be able to minister or actually to fulfill their ministry? So again, having the people in the church being empowered, and this is a really cool concept to it, and I teach this to my patients, that when they get well doing my Genesis Life Wellness program, I don't want them to say, oh, go see Dr. Vetere, that exclusively Dr. Vetere, Dr. Vetere. No, it's bring out the concept of, like, how did you get well? Well, I put my life in covenant. What a great comment. Why? Because nobody knows what they're talking about. So then they'll ask the question. So people in the church will get well because they're following natural principles that govern their wellness, and then it gives them an opportunity to be an evangelistic or an outreach to somebody else because they're using a terminology of, I put my life in covenant. And now people are going to ask questions to that.
That's right. So as an individual, it's important for me, just what I was hearing you say, to have the lifestyle, to live healthy, to make healthy choices, because there is a difference between eating healthy and not eating healthy, or exercising and not. And that affects my ability to fulfill the call of God in my life.
Absolutely.
Okay, so then now you're tying in the churches with the community. So how does that happen?
So for example, right now we're working on a project with 7 churches. And each one of the churches, I've already been there and did my Genesis Life Wellness Workshop, which is a Saturday event. It takes about 2 to 4 hours, depending on how we set it up. And each one of these churches now become a facilitating site for a sort of like a training center into the community. So I'm going to, at our expense, market almost from a secular position to the community, not to the church now, to the community, letting them know that on certain days these particular areas, which happen to be churches, will be doing the training segments for the wellness program. So if you just live in the community and you see it in the newspaper that, wow, this may be a natural alternative for my diabetes, I'm going to go check this place out. And when they get down there, it's a church.
Wow.
And it gives them an opportunity just to get in the door and the people the ability to minister to them.
So if people are interested, and you have a great resource, your book is excellent, but for those interested maybe in going through a program to disciple them, to help them get to that place where they could be a host church,
Oh, yes.
you know, how does that happen?
Well, you know what? Online, I guess they go into the Cornerstone site and they can link up to us. There'll be a resource to give the churches information on how to bring me in to do a workshop in their church, and how we're now going to connect the church, the community, and natural healthcare providers together to be that resource in that community. So I'm available to do the workshop, like an initial workshop, like a launch, and then plus on my website we have the training program, the online training program, which will teach people the principles and all the things they need to do in order to get well, but it'll also position them to be facilitators in the whole wellness program concept, or the city wellness concept.
So we're helping others help others. That's really what you're doing. You're training.
It's a simple
You're
concept.
helping
I
us
mean,
be
I really
well,
wish I
and
could
then-
say I was a genius to this, but it's
That's
kind of
right.
a simple
It's
concept.
God's plan, discipleship. So I love it. And if people are interested, maybe pastors, ministry leaders, natural health providers, whoever is interested.
Right. Anybody who can create that connection.
Okay.
You know, they can create the connection. Again, the information is on the website.
right. Yes.
I answer phone calls if they need to speak to me.
That is wonderful. So you can go right to ctvn.org and link up to Dr. V and check out his book. It is a wonderful read and lots of good information. Thank you so much for being here. We are just blessed to have you, and you're helping us change and fulfill God's call.
I'm having fun too.
Amen.
All right.
God bless you.